in the same way that you can't generalize about police officers who do an extraordinarily tough job. Overwhelmingly, they do it professionally. You can't generalize about protesters who, it turns out, had some very legitimate grievances. The Justice Department report showed that they were being stopped. African Americans were being stopped disproportionately, mainly so the city could raise money, even though these were unjust.
That's the best he could do. Instead of saying that the Justice Department report proved what a hoax, hands up, don't shoot, is, this is what he says on national TV on Jimmy Kimmel's show yesterday. Joining us now is Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson, president of the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny and syndicated radio host, of course. Reverend, welcome back. Let's talk about what's going on here. Again, the president touting that, the protesters had a point all along, you see, because 80% of the car stops were black, when only 60% of the population is black. I don't think that's the point the protesters were making when they were burning down stores.
That's right. First, we need to note that most of the young black thugs who are involved with cops in this manner are not good, decent citizens. They have criminal records. They are running away from the cops. In some cases, attacking the cops. We need to make note of that. Barack Obama and Eric Holder are not going to tell the truth about the situation. They could not find anything on Officer Dan Wilson to indicate that he was a racist in dealing with Michael Brown. So they went after the police department. And frankly, Steve, I do not believe anything that they have to say in that report about the police department in Ferguson, Missouri, because I know that Barack Obama and Eric Holder are liars, and they would say whatever needs to be said in order to keep black Americans angry and out of control so they can do what they're doing in Ferguson. Those people who are protesting and burning down businesses, they say they're mad about what happened with Michael Brown and that black people are under attack by the cops.
Right.
It had nothing to do with getting a parking ticket.
And Reverend, that Justice Department report also showed, and this speaks, I think, to the hunt for the shooters that is going on now, that people, the 6 most credible witnesses, were afraid to come forward because they were afraid for their own safety. There were signs in Ferguson that said, snitches get stitches. That was in the report, never addressed verbally by anybody else, even the media. And now we're seeing the result of that. People are afraid to cooperate with the police.
There was one black woman who was so afraid for the FBI to come and talk to her that she put a block behind her door to try to prevent them from getting in. But Steve, I want to just quickly deal with another issue that we as Americans must wake up to and start dealing with. Black Americans, not all, but most are very angry. They're very demoralized. They have turned away from God, and they have been told for 50 years or so that white Americans are against them, including the cops, and so they don't have a forgiving heart. And until we can change the hearts and minds of most black Americans, Barack Obama and others are going to forever control them in order to destroy this country. I think it's pretty sad that black Americans are holding on to this anger. You know, there's a principle that says you become like what you hate. I remember them complaining about the KKK, how they were hanging black people and killing them and burning them. Now some black Americans are doing the same thing to white people.
Reverend, I want to show you something that some black girls did to another black girl at a McDonald's in Brooklyn, New York. Let's watch this video.
Phone, give me your phone.
And Reverend, after she was unconscious, they kicked her and punched her and dragged her and kept beating her. And the black borough president of Brooklyn, a retired police officer, Eric Adams, who's been an activist for quite some time, says this shows that we need after-school programs.
That's insane. What this shows is that these kids are not being raised properly in their homes, that their fathers and mothers are not being responsible. These kids are morally out of control. They have no respect for themselves and others. And you can't blame this on racism. You can't blame this on the lack of education. This is due to the lack of moral character. And these are the same type of people that are being shot and arrested by police officers around the country. It is due to the lack of moral character, Steve. It has nothing to do with white racism at all.
Reverend, always great to talk to you, sir. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, my friend. God bless you.
Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. All right, folks, up next, retired U.S. Marine John Brown. But first, I want you to stay tuned for this hour's American Place. And what we're going to do in this hour's segment, it's really a very interesting look into the Waldorf Astoria. I was just there the other night. Don't go away. You won't see me in this, though.